Hello, this video will show you how to search Delaware Art Museum's online collection, eMuseum. So to access eMuseum, you need to start from the Delaware Art Museum website at delart.org, and there are two ways to access the database from the home page. You can either click down on our Search the Collection button, which is located right here, or you can go up to the tabs, click on Collections, scroll down and click Search the Collection. This will take you to our collections homepage. You'll notice that all of our permanent collections are highlighted here as well as in the left-hand column. And just above that is the search bar. Anything you type into this will search all of our uploaded pieces on eMuseum and give you search results. So you can search the database with a keyword, with medium, with title of the artwork or artist. You can search by subject matter. Pretty much anything you type in here will elicit some sort of result. So let's say, for example, that I am going to do a lesson on the elements of art, and I'd like to teach my students about texture. So to be slightly more specific and hopefully return better results, instead of typing in texture, I'd like to think about some of the works in our museum that I know have fabric in them. I think that instead of fabric, I'll type in a more specific search term and hope that it gives me something I can use. So I've typed in velvet, and you'll see that there are only 3 results, which is great. So I'll click on Veronica Veronese. And you can see by clicking on that record, on that thumbnail record, it pulls up the entirety of the record. Title, the date, the artist, as well as the medium, dimensions, and some paintings, some works will have an about section. Some will be more filled in than others. This one has a good amount of information as well as some information about the textures used in the painting, which is great for my purposes if I'm using this for a lesson. Another nice feature is that you can enlarge the image. So you can click on the screen magnifying glass and it will enlarge the image for you. From here, you can pull the image onto a document to be used in the classroom by right-clicking and copying the image into your document. You can also use a hyperlink to put this image into a document. However, that will be needed to be a permalink, which another video on our site will show you how to create. So please view that video if you're hoping to copy the link to this entry. Okay, so now that we know how to search by keyword and find a record, let's search by another term, perhaps medium. So sometimes you might want to search for sculpture or oil painting or pencil drawing. Let's say we're searching for sculpture. So same as when you're searching for the keyword, you just type in sculpture to the search box and hit enter. And the computer will generate all of the sculptures that we have in our collection. Since this is a wider search term, we've returned many more results and it has broken them down into artists and objects. Object entries are simply the artwork and artists are the artists. So since I'm looking for an artwork, I'm going to click on Objects. And you can see the thumbnail entries for each of them, all of the sculptures that are in our database. And we have many, many pages of them. And as I scroll through the pages to find the one that I'm looking for, let's say that I'd like to show my students Crying Giant. Again, you just click on the title of the piece and it opens up the record. And you'll notice that this one does not have the about as I spoke about in the last piece. But it does allow you to open it and enlarge the piece and to copy it into your document should you need to show it to your students offline. Okay. We can also do a search for specific works. If you perhaps are familiar with our collection and you know that you would like to speak to students about our illustrations and maybe some of the more famous ones, perhaps a Howard Pyle. One example might be the Flying Dutchman. You can type in what you know of the title, and it'll pull up anything relevant. So in this case, we've gotten 2 results, and we know that this is the one we want, the painting by Howard Pyle. So we click on that record, and we've got the image of the piece as well as the information over here. And this one does have an about, so it gives us a little bit more information, the background of the story of the Flying Dutchman. You can also enlarge the image for classroom use. So simply put, that is how you search eMuseum. Remember that you can also search by keyword. If you were doing a lesson for younger students on animals, you could always search by a specific type of animal, cat, bear, lion, and see what we have in the way of those animals to show your students. For a music classroom, you could do the same by searching for violin or drum. You could also search for historical figures, Thomas Jefferson perhaps. The options really are somewhat limitless, so do play around with the different ways to search eMuseum, and please watch our other videos should you want to learn how to create a permalink that will take you back to a specific record regardless of how long it has been since you've been there. And then also watch the other video if you'd like to know how to create a personal site on eMuseum where you can save records and come back to them time and time again. Thanks for watching.